Howdy peeps, and welcome back to the channel. And yes, yet another car review. Don't worry, I'm still building all other random stuff. I just seem to have been buying a load of car kits recently. And in this case, I didn't buy it. I was given to it by my good buddy Sam, so that I could take part in the I'm not sure if it's an ISM buddy build or just one of Paul's, but he's running a tin top or Tourer GT, sort of that kind of car, DTMs, JGTCs, British touring cars, all that kind of stuff. He's running just a fun buddy build throughout July, so I wanted to join in, and Sam said, I've got just the kit for you, I'll send you it. Crazy man that he is. Anyway, so what do we got? As you can obviously see, Tamiya's 124th Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Calsonic version, and I've got a feeling this is probably, yeah, it's a 1999 kit, around the same time as the other Skyline came out. So without further ado, let's take a look, see what we get in the box. First of all, separate piece of paper with the various tools you might need. I think this may have originally come from Plas Hobby, or Plas Model, sorry. As it's branded Tamiya, but it's all in what I think is probably Czech or Polish or what? Forgive my ignorance, one of those Eastern European languages. The instructions will pop to one side for now, we don't need those yet. Decals, clear parts. Start with the important bit, shall we? The body shell. Now, oh, damn it. The usual Tamiya. Yep. Well, there was a time back in the day when the Tamiya had a heat sealing machine and used it. Oh no, shocking. Well, we get the tyre decals, which I think are the rub down ones. Not used those before, so it'll be interesting to figure out how they work. And the main shell. Looks pretty clean to me. There's going to be a couple of seam lines, I would have assumed. Ooh, try and make sure I'm in shot when I show this. Down the back we have a couple of seam lines. Can't be helped, it's going to happen with the car shell. The panel lines are nice and crisp and fairly deep. The open grille in the bonnet, which is going to be fun getting the decal across. Might have to use a very sharp blade in the knife to get through that. And then the inside, yeah, marked 99. Overall, a very nice, solid, secure, clean body shell. And I've done that thing again, where I stick the bits I don't want to go through first in the bottom of the lid, and then don't have somewhere to put the other bits. Oh well, never mind. Right, those are staples. 1, and 2, and this sprue is, I think, mainly interior parts. We have radiator, door cards, dashboard, seat, roll cage, rearview mirror and roll bar, fire extinguishers, gear shift, just general inside interior stuff. This is a obviously curbside model. There's not an engine and an opening bonnet. Everything looks pretty nice. There will be seam lines on the roll cage, it's just a function of how things get moulded. But again, it shouldn't be too tricky to clean up with a sponge sander and maybe a sharp blade in the tighter corners where you can't fit the sander in. And again, yeah, eject pins all on the back out of the way where they won't be seen. All looking good to me so far. Now I've got to try and not put all these bits on top of the instructions when I want to get round to those. Oh joy. So, second blue sprue. Give me a staple. One of these days I'll remember to actually take the stuff out of the bags before I start filming a review. It'll make these things much quicker. Get out. Oh, let's get rid of it. But I tend to just think, no, I fancy filming a review or fancy filming a video, so I just sit down and start rather than prepare everything. So this sprue we have a set of wheels, which I don't think are the ones we're going to use. Have what I'm assuming is going to be the probably, yeah, that's I'd assume the front end. Two side skirts, a spoiler, various mounts and parts for said spoiler or wing, whichever you want to call it. Again, all nice and crisp and clean and flash free. And being a Tamiya, yeah, it's pretty much a sign that it's going to fit. That's like, it's a Tamiya as well. It's not even as if it's a Reebok Titillary kit or anything. The next small sprue is another set of wheels, a couple more wing mounts. So I'm wondering if there are a couple of different versions of this. It may literally just be two different liveries, and one has different wheels to the other. So what do we have? So we have wheels, as I said, and a few little aero parts, etc. Again, all looking clean and crisp. Nothing to complain about. No, nothing really to write home about either. It's just what you'd expect from a wheel. A couple of aerodynamic bits. And also in here we have a little metallic sticker, which I'm guessing goes on somewhere, probably over the exhaust as a heat shield. Although we might just paint that instead. Then a big grey sprue. Find out which end, that end. And this one is going to be the chassis, the suspension, basically all the underside parts. Already moulded in a gunmetal colour. Although it's nothing like the colour of a gun. I don't know why that ended up being called gunmetal, but you know. So we have the interior. Not a huge amount to show, but there's not going to be an awful lot going in there as it's a race car. It'll be a seat, a gear shift, and a roll cage, and that'll be about it. We have various suspension parts, brakes, other random bits, the engine, exhaust, well, what passes for the engine. It's only visible from underneath. The rear diff housing, and it's generally more suspension components, front and rear hubs. They are cross-vented discs, so once you painted them up, a black wash on those to pick out the details would be nice. And the underside is the underside. In like most Tamiya car kits, are not hugely detailed, especially not ones from basically 20 years ago. Next up we have the tyres. which are slicks, very small centre seam, but it's not proud, so I'll just leave that. And the poly caps, doesn't look to have, no, there's nothing written on the sidewalls of the solid tyres because we have the transfers to go on them. And we have the clear parts. Which we definitely make sure we get rid of the staples out of this bag. We also have the masks for the windows. They look to be pre-cut as well, which is always a bonus. So the windows, clear parts are clear and window shaped. The light clusters got some quite nice detail on them. Obviously there's no headlights on this, just tail lights. And we have a few semi-frosted sections which I believe are for the underside. Why are they moulded in clear? Maybe so you can see the detail through them. But I think probably more likely you're going to end up painting them black, and it was just they had space on the clear sprue rather than putting another sprue in. So yeah, kind of makes sense. So that's all the plastic parts, all very Tamiya, nothing to complain about, nothing to shout right home about either, but you know, it is what it is. And just organise things out the way a little. And the instructions, constructions. The usual bit of bump about the skyline in multiple languages. Colour call outs obviously in Tamiya. The usual, use these tools. What colours we got? White, gloss black, blue, red, silver, gold. Yeah, it's just basically mainly metallics, and other than that just a few minor detail colours. So we start off what passes for the engine and the front suspension and the rad, all going together. The annoying gatefoldy type instructions. Rest of the front suspension, brakes going on, being installed into the chassis, exhaust going together. See, this is why I don't like these instructions. Popping the exhaust on, a couple of other bits underneath, rear suspension, wheels, white tyre surface with damp cloth, remove protective paper, be careful not to soil the adhesive surface. Cut out decal and peel off the lining using the edge of a knife blade. Place it in the position and rub lightly with your finger. Apply moisture. I'll say just the old wet rub transfers. Anyway, rear suspension unit going in, side skirts going on, wheels obviously being left off at this stage. Rest of the interior going together. Again, nothing too complex there. Roll cage going in. Front end being painted up and put together. And then attached to the shell before the shell goes on the chassis. That's a good thing. Popping the glass in. I'd pop the glass in after I got it all painted and polished. Popping the lights in. Popping the chassis in. Front splitter on. And yeah, those underside parts are in clear, but it's saying to spray them black or silver. Rear wing going on, and decal call out. And yes, that metal sticker is the heat shield for the exhaust. So the decals look relatively simple overall. It's just that one calsonic over the bonnet that's going over the vents and louvers. It could be interesting, but get it snugged down nicely and then sliced, and that should be fine. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I didn't actually show the decals, did I? Well, let's have a quick look at those. I'm sure they're fine and normal Tamiya fare, which strangely for cars it usually means they're better than the ones for planes. Usually thinner and more likely to conform to a surface. So we got two little sheets, one with a bunch with calsonic and impulse and numbers. I think that's the exterior sheet, and that'll be the interior mainly, because we've got the seat belts, seat back, that's the front lights, various instruments, and yeah, all these are the exterior ones. So again, no, fairly typical Tamiya decals. Look a little on the thick side, but over a nice smooth shiny paintwork they'll go down no problem, and should hopefully prove strong enough to withstand being sliced a little on the bonnet, being the most visible one and the one that's most likely to go wrong. But hey ho, it's not as though I can put it in slightly the wrong place and save myself the grief. Oh well, never mind. So that's what we get inside the box, and if you're interested in one of these, there you go, that's what you get. Pretty much similar to most of the Tamiya car kits from around that period. It'll build up into an impressive looking model to have on your, oh, straighten it up a little, so an impressive looking model to have sat on your shelf, and yeah, should do the trick perfect. We're just having a slight readjustment in the box to get things to go back in. It's another one of those ones where things go in a certain way, and if you don't, they don't all go back in again. Joy. Oh, no, not that way round. Carnage, chaos, mayhem. Nothing new for this channel. Anyway, hope you enjoy what you've seen. Don't be scared of car kits, they're easy to build. The only tricky bit is the paint finish, and then that comes with practice, so the more you do it the easier it gets. So enjoy your modelling, have fun, peace out, rock on, bye bye.